Laggy Central, nice. Just what we want. Alright, let me try and... Oh, I'm actually lagging hard, bro. Bro, why am I actually lagging? Titan's finally here.
Yeah, I'm getting the same lag here.
Okay, I don't know whether it's a net issue or what it is. I'm gonna try and close shit, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why I'm lagging, bro. Is that any better?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the start of the finals of Bitter Demise. We do have our first down here on Jar. I'm going to try and fix this screen share for you. Bear with me. Gonna have to be in 720 cruise. I don't know if that's going to fix it, but...
No worries.
It seems to have fixed it, mate. We do see our first
Yeah.
hook here. Beautiful, beautiful down there. Fasti really playing very, very strong so far. I'm joined here by the lovely Cruz. I apologise for that little technical issue we did have. Cruz, how do you think this is going to go? Finals, very big. Third time these opponents have faced each other now. Both know each other very well at this point. How do you feel it's going to go? We do see a swing and a miss there, unfortunately. Cruz, how do you feel this match is going to go? It feels like it's going to be very fast-paced.
Hey, Puppy, thanks for the introduction. And yes, we know these teams all too well, and I'm so excited for the finals. And we do see the 3-perk restriction. Looks like the killer and all 4 survivors
Correct.
are only using 3 perks, not something we typically see. And also not a map we typically have nurse sets on. Nurse sets typically being on Cold Tower 1. But this is a nice change of pace. It can get a little monotonous, but looks like a job will be camped to second stage here, exchanging a generator for it.
I want to know why the rough sheet's not
Really
being
no
done.
point to
Titan.
leave, just lock in this second stage, and then we'll see if we can apply some pressure elsewhere.
I could
But
not agree more.
he sees some scratch marks. Job will go into second stage, and he's going to leave. Some issues with your reshade there?
Yeah, it seems to have frozen. That's nice. Okay, is it fixed now? Sorry about that.
Yes.
So we do see Jar being camped in the second stage, as the lovely Cruz did mention. We do see Petroleum having 1 gen being done here. Not the best situation right now for Petroleum. They are struggling a little bit here on this nurse set.
Yes, they do need to send someone in to make a 1-for-1 for Job, but it hasn't happened quite yet. We do see another generator popping. I imagine the rotate's going to happen now for the save, and our nurse knows this, so she will head back over to the hook. And yes, we do see someone coming in. We're gonna proc the BT and just go after Joss. See if we can make this tunnel out very fast. If we can, this would be an excellent position for the nurse to be in. Down at two or 3 generators remaining, both would be. And yes, a beautiful, nice prediction there. And unless Ja has a decisive strike, we should. No, he does not. This will be the death onto Ja. This is about what you where you want to be if you're the nurse. Unfortunately, with the perk restriction and ruin cleansed, we are going to have to play the 3v1 with only eruption. But obviously, Nurse, one of the most oppressive killers in the game, she's not too concerned about her build. She still has amazing map pressure, regardless of what perk she has. We do see some scratch marks around this tile here, blinking a little too far. We're gonna drop Taste, and we're losing another generator. Suddenly I'm not caring for this position as much. I was a little bit optimistic before when it looked like we were getting a death at 3 generators remaining, but an additional 2 generators, and this generator split is not something that you like to hold. The survivor's doing a good job making sure that the nurse doesn't have a 3 gen or a 4 gen to hold, and no additional hook stages right now. So having to play this 3v1 with this kind of gen spread, it's almost certain that we're going to see outs.
Yeah, we are looking at another down here. It's going to be Kenshi going down. I do believe Kenshi was formerly on Ascent, and now he's playing for Petroleum, so a bit of a roster change there. Definitely going to spice things up, make the team a little bit stronger. We do see him going down here right now. It's going to be another hook making
We
it.
realize we don't have time to stay around this hook. We need to protect those generators. We know the
Exactly.
survivors are probably splitting them. We hear a little bit of progress, but not too much to be concerned. We're heading over to Shack to see how much we hear over here. I imagine it's a little bit more. And yes, we do hear a little bit more. We're going to apply Eruption here.
We
Eruption, a
are
very
going to be
useful tool in the
seeing
3v1.
our killer, like you said, trying to find the other survivor,
Yo,
knowing he
wait,
doesn't have
did
time.
he not see her behind the tree?
Oh!
Oh, he does now. Oh
Momo
my
playing the
gosh,
hide and seek game here.
I wasn't sure if he was going to get away with it. But he does see the scratch marks, and the Nancy will be caught. So we now go into chase with Momo. Oh, we missed the lunge. It's going to be a pretty long cooldown. The reset coming in very fast, so those survivors are quickly going to rotate, hop on generators. We have Momo just going over to die in this corner. We see the eruption proc, but we know those survivors are cranking away the generators. We do not have time to pick up and hook, and it wouldn't really matter because we're not playing for hook stages. We're playing for slugs in this end game. And we have a good bit of progress. We probably have both survivors over here, but that's a beautiful hit onto Kenshi. Hopefully he can close out this chase very quickly. Oh, we see the double back, but we see the dead hard. Unfortunately, that does buy her a little bit of time, but she's still kind of zoned here. Doesn't have any
Oh my
resources
god,
to
the
go through, and
grab.
we do see the grab through the Z-tile. Acid did rotate to pick over Momo, assuming that Momo is not the unbreakable survivor. If Momo is the unbreakable survivor, then Acid might just be cranking away on one of those generators. But either way, we will apply Eruption to this main generator and head over to Shack.
We do see a fifth
Hopefully.
hook right now. You're going to have to keep an eye on the hooks
Assuming there's
quickly
not a
for
lot of
me.
progress on either of those. Oh, we do see the reset coming in. Okay, so now Bass has a better idea of where those survivors are. I suddenly like this position a lot more than for the nurse than I liked. But they slip underneath her nose and get the pick onto Kenshi. Our ace trying to maybe draw chase away from Kenshi, but our nurse not buying it. We're gonna go right back to Kenshi. Kenshi kind of zoned. We don't have. Oh, but that's the second very nice, very nice dead hard there. Again, not buying her a ton of time, but just a few seconds is all you need to get your team back on their heels. Though, we just need to waste time. But these chases are really quick. I can't imagine that if these chases keep being this quick, the nurse is going to be able to bounce back and forth from down pressure to applying generator pressure, and that's already the death onto Kenji. Excuse me. So yeah, suddenly 4K1 looking like the most realistic result, unless those survivors have been doubling a generator. But I don't think they would have had enough time.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's definitely
Oh,
looking
they're
very dangerous.
close. They do have enough time. Excuse me. They just barely eke it out. A 4K0, but maybe even outs here. This is not where you like to be if you're the nurse. This is suddenly a much more realistic win con. But thankfully, the down coming in very quickly onto Acid. This does not give Momo time to go anywhere, work on any exit gates, and we see him, and this will be probably the last chase of the match, assuming Acid cannot pick himself up.
This is remarkable right now with
Oh,
5
excuse me, but Acid
stages.
can pick himself up. Acid is our unbreakable survivor. We now have to be concerned about this chase not lasting too long, not giving Acid enough time, but able to close out that chase. We know that Acid. We don't see any progress on that generator, but we also don't see any rotation over to, or excuse me, progress in the exit gate, but we don't see any rotation. We have good visibility on both gates here. So Acid is not going to be able to escape through the exit gates. But so the only conceivable way is through a hatch escape. But with an injured Acid, I find that to be very, very unlikely. So with correct play, we should be able to close it out here at a 4K0.
This is wild. This is a very remarkable performance here, considering the size
Yes,
of the
from
map
both
as
sides.
well.
Yes, I think the nurse did an excellent job with down pressure, but I think the survivors did an even better job just um, recognizing that, yeah, this is nurse, this is the strongest killer in the game. These chases are going to get fast. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to hammer away on generators. We're going to see if we can get 1 or 2 stages out the door, and if we can, that's all we need to springboard our team to make a good result when it's our turn to kill.
Exactly.
We see the pickup coming in on a Momo. Momo juking a little bit, but it will not be enough. Now we have to go interrupt acid on this exit gate. We see 2 lights. If the chase was short enough, we don't have time. Acid's going to peel off.
Very dangerous situation here right now.
As we now have no way for Momo to pick himself off the
Oh,
ground. Nice blink there, nice
4K.
prediction. And this will
Beautiful.
be the 4K0. Momo obviously not close enough to make hatch, but our killer is just going to drop acid and maybe changing his mind. Says, no, actually, I will go pick up acid. Okay, got it. There's no point. He's just gonna wait for Momo to bleed out. There's no point leaving acid. We're gonna get the same number of stages, whether we hook Momo or let him bleed out.
So
So
he's just letting him
Momo's
bleed
bleed
out.
out timer always expired. We're just gonna wait, not give him an opportunity to escape through the hatch, and just
No, that's fair.
use the last survivor Mori when we get the chance after Momo's bleed out timer
That's wild. That's actually
expires. But
wild.
either
What was
way,
that tech
we
you
will
said
see
about
the
the other
4K
day?
zero.
The trauma
Typically,
tech.
you yes, uh, we did see, but we will not get any of that today. This will be a 4K zero. Ideally, as if you're a nurse player, you want to see the expected result. Probably, I would say for a nurse is a 4K one. So a 4K zero, a little bit under what you would expect, but not a bad result by any means. And it's still something your team can
Wild.
absolutely play around. But now that the killer that um, knows that the 4K1 is the win condition, we now don't need to make any risky plays and try and play for a 4K2. We can play safely, we can play securely, and just try and cinch out that 4K1 and call it a day. And that's exactly what the team is going to try and do.
That was a wild match. Very entertaining to see here, Cruz. I'm curious what Petroleum could do on the nurse.
So am I.
Anyways, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today with Momo. We have Lexi, Ryan, Flix, and Buey, if I saw this correctly. To be honest, as we already remember, it's a 4K result. We talked about it, in the campfire discussion. And to be honest, it's going to be interesting. We do have to keep in mind the fact that this is going to be really, really exciting. We do have to see how our killer is going to be able to make a comeback. We do have the first chase here. This is going to be really
Titan.
interesting. We do have.
Very sorry. All the gens got done, Titan. 4KO.
Uh, 4KO.
All the gens were done. I'm gonna mute again.
Yeah, and Momo has to do a 4K one, So.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. I mean.
Nice early down here. I think even earlier than we saw in the first game, although I wasn't timing, but this is definitely the start you want. Interesting little perk change here. Similar build, but substituting out Ruin for Pop. Interestingly enough, Pop Eruption tends to be a combo that's banned on S tier killers. This league's rule set does not ban it, so Momo is free to use the Pop Eruption combo. Very oppressive combo. So this is really going to hurt generator progress. We do get the kick, the Pop and Eruption on the main gen here. We're not going to stay around Hook. We see Ryun. Well, perhaps we will not overextend too much into that chase. We're going to come back here and exert some zone pressure, make sure no one's rotating for the reset or for the save, make sure nobody's rotating to get back on main generator. Um,
It's gonna
but
be pretty
also,
hard
yeah,
though. It's gonna be
yes,
pretty hard. At the end of the day, we do have to keep in mind the fact that Momo here has to keep a regen, has to play this properly, and we do already get down hook here. This is gonna be really,
yes.
really problematic though.
This is not
We
ideal. Yeah.
oh
We do see. Oh
damn,
yes. Okay. I assume that's will make it
we'll make
plus
it.
some other
Yeah.
healing perk, or maybe just will make it. But um, uh, Momo not expecting that heal to go off so quickly, and frankly, I wasn't either. So we will just take the M1 on. Oh my goodness!
Ooh.
But we just walk her down. Not the Ada not expecting the nurse to just hold the blink and just walk her down. And even though Momo let that unhook go underneath his nose. He's going to recover from it very nicely and get Flix back on the hook here. We do see an explosion on that shack generator. We see some scratch marks through the window. Not too much progress on it, though. We're not going to bother wasting our pop there.
That seems like a
Hopefully, we
pretty
can get
hard
a tag on the
situation.
survivor. Oh, we blink a little too far the Nia with some good pathing there.
It does seem like a pretty hard situation, though. We do have to see a hit here. No,
Oh,
it's
the
gonna be a
Nia, our
miss.
juker. Good job. Nia predicting those blinks.
Yes,
Momo will not
indeed.
commit. We remember seeing progress on this main generator.
Eh,
Um, we see her rotating
mm,
back up, but we're gonna try to push her back. Uh, Shack side.
we
Check to
did
see if
pop
any.
the generators, though. What do you think of this? Like, two generators being popped is kind of problematic for our killer,
It
but
is,
maybe.
but remember he has to hold he has to hold a 4K1. And
Ooh.
this is okay. So we will get the 1-for-1. I don't like this. Okay, he decides, all right, I'm not gonna worry about I will just take the M1 onto the rescuer. We'll let the BT timer run out a little bit. Ada tries to make him over blink. Momo's just gonna hold the blink and walk him down.
This is gonna be
And
problematic, though. We do
this
get
may,
it down
yeah, this could
here.
end in a couple of seconds.
Very
Very nice.
beautiful. Very
Yeah,
beautiful situation. Maybe Flix right now has the DS. Maybe this is gonna
I would
extend
be
this chase.
okay. That
It's not the
if they
case.
did, that would be amazing. But
That
now
would have
this
been
position
interesting.
is just so comfortable. We know there's not a whole lot of gen progress. We cashed in most of our gen progress on those two pop gens, and a death at 3 versus in the last game we had a death at 3, but then quickly the third generator popping um immediately after and we don't have that kind of gen pressure, especially with the pop eruption that's going to come through on Shack Gen here. Yeah, I think Momo's in a very comfortable position.
To be honest, I'm quite curious though, because we do have to keep in mind the fact that this ain't so easy. This is gonna be quite interesting. At the same time, we do have to keep in mind the fact that the next chase is gonna be with Billy. Billy seems to be in a pretty bad situation. He's gonna try to go for the corner, and
Nice
we do take it
prediction.
down here. Very, very unlucky situation. We do
We
get the
trying
sack
to
pop
make
as well.
trying to make him over blink. Momo not falling for it, just holding, aiming at the ground, going for a short blink, and then the correction blink, allowing him to get the M1 in the corner. This will be the first hook onto the Nia.
To be honest, I have a question for you. Do you think that maybe the fact that Buey wanted to go for the trade there was a bad decision because the survivor had to, go for the pickup? He had to waste a bit of time. Like, do you think it was a bad decision in general?
Um, I think maybe in hindsight it could be argued that it was a bad decision, but I don't think it's really gonna. Oh my gosh! Oh,
Ooh.
we do see the deliverance. Okay,
So
well,
Buey
perhaps
went with the strategy there. He wanted
yes.
to use the tally there. Interesting decision though. We do get small notifications there, and seems that we are gonna get another cheeky chase. Ryan is gonna be the next target here. He seems to be in a pretty good situation. He's gonna be able to let the killer without any insight, and we are gonna continue with the chase. We're gonna be able to take the cheeky hit. Right now, Ryan seems to be in a pretty bad position. He's gonna try to do his best. He's gonna try to get the distance. Right now, he seems to be in a pretty bad position though. He's in the open. He's gonna try to make the balance landing value. We do try to go for it. We do see Ryan here making some pretty good plays. And right now, I think that we're gonna be able to extend this. We do see Ryan trying to do his
Oh
best.
my!
We're gonna take that
The
beautiful.
patience, beautiful. Oh my god! I'm sure Momo very upset. Ryun just beautiful patience, just waiting for her to commit and just stunning with the pallet. This is just buying. We remember we're probably gonna see a
Ooh.
gen pop any second now. Uh, Momo knows this. We're not wasting time picking up Ryun. We do see the aura from Eruption, so we're gonna try and rush back to that generator and see what we can do. Okay, we do see the injured survivor. The Nia is peeling off the generator. We see that with the Eruption aura. Um, but probably we will see at least one more generator popping
Ooh,
sometime
beautiful
soon.
prediction, beautiful down. Very beautiful situation. We do
Excellent.
have to keep in mind the fact that right now,
It could be
this
a
region
delay
here,
signal.
this region here is pretty far though, you know? That's the main situation. It's pretty
Yes.
far. These generators are pretty far from each other. This is gonna be a bit troublesome for our killer. But
Yes,
overall,
the
if he's gonna
pop
be able,
eruption has just done a number on that generator. We remember seeing it almost at 90%, and it has regressed well below half now. So, but
Mhm.
yes, this gen split is a similar gen split um, we saw in the last game. We do hear a good bit of progress on that main uh, building generator. We're not too concerned about it. We're content to just kind of hover around here, see if we can spot anyone else out. Don't give away this this unhook for free, and use that. It look. I think did someone touch that generator? It looks like it stopped regressing.
We do see Lixie there though. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. It seems that the survivors are trying to apply pressure to different generators, maybe trying to met the tie condition here. Which is a good situation, it's a good idea. But overall, you have to keep in mind the fact that there are two generators being left. We try to go for the cheeky save here. We
Oh
are gonna
my
be able to get the
goodness!
miss.
He needs to
Seems that
stop
right
this.
now.
Yes,
Oh,
beautiful. He used
we
the in fatigue. He
we
body
are.
blocks Ryun. They do not get the 1-for-1. If he got the 1-for-1, he would
It would have been
not
a
been
different
able to
situation.
hold this. It would have been over. But the death coming in onto the Nia, this is critical. We go into this 2v1, and with one injured survivor already, and we see the scratch marks of the healthy survivor.
This is kind of problematic though because we don't know where this other survivor is. He's trying to hide, he's trying to play this properly. We do not find him and we do decide to go back to the generators. Very good decision here. But overall it's going to be kind of problematic though because these two survivors here may create problems, may play this properly. We do go back to the generator interruption. It seems to be a pretty hard situation for our killer. Momo is going to try to ensure this chance that they are going to stay alive, they're going to stay on the ground. This is the best decision that he can do and pretty much he's trying to be slick. He's trying to properly find someone. He's trying to make the value out of this, which is a very good decision overall. But this is kind of problematic though. We do have to keep in mind that
Absolutely.
this ain't gonna work as well as we believe because these generators, as I said, they are pretty far away from each other. This is gonna be tricky because Momo has to multitask a little, but I believe that he should be able to do this if he is going to pay attention to this. We do get some progress on this generator as well, or am I wrong?
Yes, I believe you're right. The survivors are doing exactly what they need to do right now, which is stealth. If they give Momo tags for free, they're not going to have time to reset, and that's going to give pressure that he's going to be able to use and just end the game. So just being fully immersed right now, getting little bits of progress on those generator bit by bit, making Momo jump around the map. And while one person is hiding, the other person is progressing a generator, and then they hide, and then they progress. And we're just going to keep doing this until, yeah, it paid off.
Ooh.
We do see the pop there coming onto main generator. Momo not able to hold it, although. So long as we can keep any more generators from popping, we are still in a good position here.
Yeah, I told you, man, like these two people are gonna be annoying for Momo because they have the coordination. We can see the skill displayed here,
Oh, this
and
looks
we
like
do
it's a
get a
quick
beautiful
down
hit here
though.
on Leaks.
We
Leaks seems to
don't
be
get
in a
much
very bad
distance. We don't have
position.
anything to go around, and that's going to be
Indeed.
a quick two tap.
And they do take the quick two
Realizing
tap there. That's crazy, man. That's crazy to be
Ryu
honest. I
needs
didn't
to go
expect that.
hide now. Ryun cannot be found.
It's kind of problematic at the moment, though. But what do you think? Maybe do you think that maybe Ryan is going to be able to hide, or do you think that he doesn't have a chance to pop the last generator? What do you think, though? Like that's the question that I have for you.
You know, I think he's gonna have to immerse. He cannot be working on a gen right now. I think that's gonna be that's gonna give away his position. He needs to maybe try and move in to get the pick onto the down survivor when Momo rotates to look at the other generators, but he can't do anything major right now, and without potentially throwing the game. But unfortunately, he is caught a little bit between a rock and a hard place. Um, Perhaps just biding his time, waiting for maybe Momo to commit a little too much to one side of the map. And yes, we do see the pick
Ooh,
coming
we
in
do see the
onto the
pick,
down
yeah.
survivor.
To be honest, it's kind of tricky though because we know that both of them are on this side of the map. They're not able to make any
Yes.
progress, which is really tricky though. It's really tricky. If the survivors are gonna be able to play this properly, and we do see the reset as well, Momo doesn't know where they
Beautiful.
are. You know, this is tricky, really, really tricky. But
This is great on two accounts. Since
mm,
Ryun got that pick, the injured survivor, he really does not want to be found. Because if you have two injured survivors, now it's going to be much harder to hide. You're hearing those groans, but being able to get the pick and then get the reset all underneath Momo's nose and him not know where you are, and then just have to go back to the center and apply zone pressure. This is about as good of a position at this point in the game that you could hope for. Although obviously it's still going to be an uphill battle here with a 2v1 against the nurse.
I see, I see. I mean, yeah, you're right about it. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a 2v1. But I think that these survivors are showing a good amount of skill,
Oh,
and we
absolutely.
really see the coordination, like we really see those comms coming into action. This is the difference between a team that really has the comp experience, that has the knowledge how to properly communicate and display their skill at the same time, and between a team that maybe doesn't have the same. Maybe another team would have died quicker to Momo here. But as you can see, these survivors are able to hold on. It doesn't matter to them that they're only two. There are enough people to work on this, which is actually amazing.
Yes, and I would be interested to see if the 8 regression event limit comes into play here. Obviously, with two perks like pop and eruption, with each proc of eruption um, getting one regression event when you damage and another after you get the down. You do that 4 times on one generator. That generator's blocked, and you're not going to be able to undo any of that progress. So Momo just has to make sure that he doesn't squander any of those regression events. Um, Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to hold this.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, not gonna lie. At the moment, it's a pretty back and forth situation. The killer is trying to hold the gens, he's trying to ensure the win for his team, and the survivors here are trying to take the W here, take the high condition, because I don't think that they're going to be able to ensure the win, though. I mean, I do hope for them to actually be able to do this, because of how they are displaying their skill. To be honest, I'm really intrigued. They're doing an amazing job, they're really showing great
They
performance here.
are.
But at the same time, it's kind of tricky though. It's kind of tricky because it's a nurse after all. It's really problematic, It's
Yes.
really hard. I don't
Unfortunately,
know.
we kind of see ourselves at an impasse here. Momo doesn't just has to kind of stay around these generators doing what he's doing, but the survivors cannot just kind of bum rush a generator because like this they'll just be found out and nurse chases are going to go really fast.
Seems that Ryan
So
here is gonna take over the next chase. It's gonna be an interesting situation though. He seems to be in a pretty good position. Maybe he's gonna be able to escape this. We do see the scratch marks on the corner. Very good decision. Very good moment right here. We're gonna try to go for GKM1. We're gonna get him 2 here. Seems that Ryan was able to get a distance. He's gonna be able to go double here. Very good decision. Very good moment. We're gonna try to go for the my game. We're gonna be able to get it. And seems that Ryan here is gonna be able to extend this for a little bit longer. He's gonna lose the eyesight here. The killer's not gonna be able to see him for a pretty good period of time. And right now seems that Ryan seems to be in a very bad spot and he's gonna take it down here. And we see the last
yes,
survivor as
oh, and we
well.
do see the aura from the eruption. I think he probably could have just given the tag and gone back, but he did commit it. And so long as that chase didn't get out of hand, which it didn't,
Ooh.
beautiful, very precise blink. And yes, we don't.
We
This will be
do?
the last chase of the game. So very good job for
Ooh,
Momo and the Petroleum team.
beautiful.
Oh,
Oh,
excuse
the
me,
unbreakable.
forgot about Unbreakable. how could I forget? I'm thinking about the last game where Unbreakable was used. No, excuse me, we haven't seen Unbreakable yet. So Ryun able to pick himself up, but again, we have 2 injured survivors and no generator progress to show for it. So as soon as this down comes in, we're gonna go look for Ryun, or we're just gonna take the hook.
Um, to be honest, I'm curious about something because I literally forgot and I don't remember if it was in the first match or in this match. I wanted to ask you if the deliverance has been used.
We did see the deliverance onto Neon.
Ryan?
Do you no,
Oh,
on
onto Nia.
yes. Yeah, Buey popped the deliverance after her first hook.
Oh, so they played. They didn't play
Yes.
Unbreakable with Deliverance in the same build. I
No,
see.
two different survivors.
Be honest, how lucky can Ryan be here to still be alive while he has the
Very.
Unbreakable to make the clutch here, you know? Like, it's a 1 in a million situation, I would say, you know, or 1 in 25% situation. It's really interesting, though. It's really interesting. We do get another Siki chase here. Seems that Ryan is going to be the next target. He seems to be the next victim. He's going to try to go for the corner. He seems to be in a very bad spot. He's not going to be able to do anything. And we do sit it down here. Very unlucky moment, though. Very unlucky. Like, I would ask you what could have done Ryan in this moment. Like he was already in the corner. Like it was very hard, you know.
There's really nothing that can be done here. At this point, we're just going through the motions, getting some hook stages up onto the board. Um, I believe would forgive me for not understanding the scoring. Would a hatch escape even matter here if we're able to hold them to one generator? I don't think it would, right? Because that doesn't come into
The
play
gens are
until
the
after.
priority. The gens are the
Yes.
priority.
So since the gens are the priority, it would the hatch escape is not important.
It
Is my
shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
right.
But I mean, for the ego, man, for the ego, you
Eh,
know, like.
right. Yeah. Right. But so we're content to just plop Rian on the hook there. Don't have to worry about any pesky bleed out timers or anything.
Pesky
Um,
played out. That's actually a new one.
um, just kind of hovering around here. Yeah, really not much to do. This is the uneventful part of this esport. This kind of slow, methodical end
Esports.
game. Yes, if we can even call Dead by Daylight an esport, but I will because why the hell not? This is the slow, methodical part of this game where we kind of drag out this end game. This is the part of the game that gets pub players very upset.
If I
Um,
remember correctly, this is an off topic here, but if I remember correctly, there was a tournament actually that DBD organized, and it was a total failure, if I remember correctly.
Yes, unfortunately, dead behavior does not exactly have their finger on the pulse of the competitive scene, which is
Oh, I
unfortunate.
see.
But fortunately, uh, Dead by Daylight League has kind of paved the way for that, and we are eternally grateful to them for kind of putting all these standards and rules into place and inspiring other leagues to kind of spring up and do their own thing.
Yes, indeed, but I think it's time for, our league to try to take over, to be the better
Yeah,
one.
yeah, perhaps. Yeah, we'll see the bitter demise supremacy. Yeah, we'll
Oh,
see
to be the
the
first in the class, man, that's gonna be interesting. Not gonna lie, we are gonna take over the town here. Very beautiful situation. Seems that right now it's gonna be pretty hard moment. Though seems that the next phase is gonna be with Ryan. Ryan seems to be in a very bad spot, in a very bad position. Would you try to cancel that? We're gonna be able to maybe go for the corner. He's not gonna be able to extend this chase for any longer, and we do take the juicy down here. Very, very beautiful situation. But
finally.
overall,
There is no way out of this.
finally.
They are dead. They're dead for sure now. Now
Are you
they are dead.
sure? Are you
Yes,
sure though?
pretty sure. We've used our deliverance. We've used our unbreakable. They're dead.
What if there comes
Uh,
a plot twist into play, bro?
Oh, I if that were not banned, that would be a very we'd have some wild games to cast, Titan.
To
If
be
that was
honest, I've
banned.
never seen it in here, but
I haven't either.
if that would
Gonna
have been
break
a
this cowl
possibility.
first to get the kill here.
Oh, I like the skin though. It looks juicy.
I do like this nurse skin. There are a lot of cool nurse skins.
Yeah, to be honest, there. Oh, I don't like her face. Bro, what are the stiff, bro?
But yes, Petroleum will take the first set of the night. So Petroleum will be up 1-0 against Rapture.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bitter Demise. I'm joined by the lovely Titan and the lovely Cruz. It's going to be our second set, with the first set being won by Petroleum here. We've got an Oni set here on Dead Dog Saloon. Cruz, Titan, gentlemen, what do you think of this map?
Oni DDS, or the Alive Cat Saloon, as Direwolf likes to say. What an interesting map for Oni. Uh, I'm I'm really interested to see how the main building is going to be used when the Oni is in power. I would imagine it would be pretty hard for the Oni to navigate around the main building, the DDS main building, arguably the strongest main building in the game, even though DDS is one of the most killer-sided maps in the game. It's going to be interesting to see how survivors can use that to their advantage. We do see the first chase here onto the ace, and a nice M1 through the filler pallet here. Do we see a head-on play? This is what I'm wondering. No, we do not. That locker in front of main building, always a prime spot for head-on. Maybe we see it now, do we?
Momo's wondering. He knows.
Momo's not certain. He's a little bit nervous that it could be there. The ace, maybe it's there. Maybe the ace was faking it just to make Momo a little bit scared and have to respect that locker. Either way, we're going to continue chase around here. A little bit of red stain mind games, but nothing quite yet. Our corrupt intervention about to run out here. We are decide we're just going to leave, collect some of these blood orbs around here, go into power. Momo has to be very careful about how he uses power. If Oni pops power too early, or just when he's out of position, survivors can stealth out the power and make it so that he has to go back to M1 chase and collect those blood orbs all over again, which can be the death of the Oni. But we do have the Demon Dash all charged up and ready to go, so we are going to find our first victim and see who to use it on. We are getting some nice eruption kicks on this generator. However, we will be exchanging the first generator. We do see Nazon here, and we will pop our power immediately. The pallet being pre-dropped, but not predicting it, just waiting around the corner for her to vault. Deciding, interestingly enough, to just go for the pick, maybe just wanting that pain res stack, or are we going to basement? We are going to basement. Okay, deciding to just cut off power where we are, not use any more power, just make it so we can pop much more quickly next time. Put her in the basement, and I guess we're just gonna kind of hover around here and exert some pressure on these survivors and the surrounding gens. Starting chase onto Ryun here. Respecting the pallet, deciding to swing through it. Ryun not expecting it. We do see him running into the basement for the 1-for-1. We're not going to pick him. We're going to see if we can get the quick tunnel out onto Nazon. We decide to leave. Maybe we're going to apply eruption first to this generator. And we hear a good bit of progress on this main generator, so we're going to go up and get those survivors off of it. Although, yes, we hear a little bit too much progress, unfortunately. Not able to do nothing there. So we're going to go back and slap Ryun on the hook. This is a very strong start for this. Oh my god, very strong. This is an incredibly strong start for the survivors. We have 2 hook stages, but not even on the same survivor. We have that pain res stack being used, but a lot of the I don't know how much good. Oh my goodness, and the deliverance or not the deliverance. Excuse me. That's second wind, I assume. We will go into Demon Dash on our tunnel out survivor here. Not quite landing maybe we can just get a cheeky M1 here. No, she's going to make it back to the pallet.
We see the mind game here from Momo. Not managing to get it though, unfortunately. He manages to get the pallet instead. We do see Nazan
Fortunately,
really,
she is
really
zoned
doing
here.
well.
Yeah, she does not have anywhere to go. So we're going to pick her up and get our second stage onto our tunnel out here. Is this a stack of pain? We have not used our pain res on this survivor yet. But first time we hooked her was in the basement. Second time on a non-pain res hook. So we still do have a pain res stack on that survivor that we can withdraw when we want. We got enough blood orbs here around Shack to get power all recharged. Ryun's still injured. Applying eruption onto this generator. I like this. Ooh, perhaps the survivors should have done a better job figuring out how to break a 3-gen, because this is a very disgusting 3-gen that Momo can hold. The Gallows generator, one of the most important generators on this map to make sure that you pop, because it really kind of ties the map together. And it's going to be hard for them to do this because they need to respect the Oni and his power. We do see the firecracker blind there. We will buy ourselves a little bit of time here, but we're not going to let anyone come in for the unhook. Simply too risky. And this will be the death onto Nazan. Suddenly a very comfortable position, I think, for our Oni to be in. So long as he doesn't get bogged in, and that's even grows even more comfortable by the minute. Nice down under Ryun here. Our power about to run out though. Oh, but just before the power runs out, beautiful. We get the 2 downs for 1 power usage. 2 survivors on the floor. Only 1 healthy survivor still up, and we do see him. We decide, whatever, we're just going to take our hook pressure. We don't have to worry about him right now. We still have a pain risk. No, we do not. Excuse me. We've already used our pain risk deck on Ryun. But the survivors have to deal with this. Oh my goodness! I didn't even know how he got there so fast. But oh, nice swing through the pallet there. The 2 tap, and I think the game ends here. That's really nothing they can do at this point. With Ryun on the hook and Buoy on the ground, the Oni can just kind of just keep her on this side of the map. Make sure she can't go anywhere. Yeah, I think our survivor team just deciding to go all in, realizing that they had to find a way to get around the fact that they did 3-gen themselves there pretty hard. But Momo very handily will take the 4K1 here.
Wild
Very
result.
strong performance coming out of Momo. We did not, I expected this. We basically ignored the main building, which I think is probably appropriate for Momo, but it would have been fun to see some chases around main there. And then we just gotta do some cleanup here, find our down survivors, sacrifice them to the entity, call it a day. Interestingly enough, with the 3 perk limit, and we tend to see Oni typically played on Cold Tower 1. And
4K1 result is surprisingly good on DDS, I
yes,
think.
but something that sticks out to me is, for a lot of killers, playing DDS without BAM is very difficult. And now take the fact that you're on DDS, a map that, we see Wraith bringing BAM. We see Xenobrite bringing BAM, right? We see Wesker bringing BAM sometimes if he ends up on DDS. We see it's kind of just become a stable to shut down main building. And
True.
couple that with the fact, like a killer like Oni, who needs to get that first that first hit out of the way, and I would be like screaming. I'm like, oh my god, I definitely need to run Bam, but Momo just making it work without Bam,
I mean, when he
realizing,
1v1s, from what I've seen on streams, he uses Brutal instead. I don't think he's a
yeah, I
fan
think,
of BAM. I think the
well,
idea
for
is the better player can run Brutal if you're more experienced with mind games. If you're newer to it, you run BAM. I think that's the
now
general consensus.
I think it's true. I think so. If you're talking about Trapper on Suffle Pit, I do think for a 1v1, I think Brutal Strength is just the stronger pick. Um, but I I'm still very surprised that not having it on this map with this killer didn't really seem to be a problem for Momo. He seemed to weather it quite fine.
He is very good at mind games, though, to be fair. Very
Absolutely.
experienced. It was funny to see him be afraid of the lockers, though, I won't lie to you.
Yes.
The
I
fear
wonder if they
there.
did set up head. I wonder if they did set up the head on. I don't actually know.
I
I
generally
didn't look
think
at the
they did.
perks.
But I'm not sure, obviously, it's a bit of a waste on 3 perks, you know? We're spawning in, guys.
Here, Fasty. On the killer side, we have Acid, Jah, Momo, and Kenshi on the survivor side. If you guys don't know, it's gonna be Petroleum on the survivor side and Rapture on the killer side. Seems that we already have a pretty strong start here. Just is gonna take over the first chase. He seems to be in a pretty good position. He has a couple of pellets. He's gonna be able to go to the bottom side. Very good decision making here. He seems to be into a pretty good position at the moment. He's gonna try to play this as safely as possible. He's gonna go to the shack. Ooh, no, he decided to leave at the last second. He's gonna be able to reach the pallet. He's gonna try to play this safely. We do see Fasty trying to go for a couple of mind games. Very good decision making. Seems that at the moment we are gonna be able to reach the window, and seems that it's a pretty good position. Seems that it's a pretty good moment. Josh seems to be in a very bad position, and we do take the cheeky hit on this amazing player here. Very unlucky situation, but what do you think, Cruz?
Well, thank you, Titan, for that lovely introduction. And yes, we do see the first tag, but not coming in as early as we saw it on the other game. Ja giving the killer a run for his money, although we almost have power charged up fully here. So in a few seconds, we're probably going to drop chase and just go check on our generators, make sure we're not letting anything slip by now that power is up.
This is gonna be really problematic. We do have to keep in mind the fact that we are gonna have the first generator being popped. This is actually insane. We do get some eruption value right now, and seems that we do need to find our player here. This is gonna be a bit tricky though, because
Yes.
we do have to keep in mind the fact that these generators here have progress. I think that they are working on multiple generators, and the killer is not still able to use the power. He still needs to find someone. We do see some scratch mark though. Maybe this is gonna lead to the first potential chase with power. No, it's not gonna be the case actually. Seems the killer is trying to manage a 3-gen zone here. I think that it's a pretty good decision, but at the end of the day matters how he's gonna decide to play this. We do see the next chase potentially with Ja seems to be going for the main side. He is doing it
Not
pretty
committing anyone
smartly.
here.
Yeah, I don't know what this killer is doing.
Now he
Like,
will.
yeah, it
This
does
is
seem pretty
more or
weird.
less the same situation we saw in the first game, where we traded one injury and power for a generator. But the difference is that Momo was kind of able to capitalize on that very quickly after the point, and then go into the end game with a very strong but very nice down. As I'm saying that onto Acid, this will be our first perk of the game, bar a pallet save. No, we do not see one. Perhaps we're going in the basement here, or are we getting a pain res hook?
I think that the Painless Hook is the viable option here. I think is the better one, but maybe I'm wrong. No, it seems that it's not going to be the case. We're going to be able to get a Painless. Very, very good situation. I think that it's pretty hard though, because if Fast is going to be able to make a cheeky comeback out of this, if he's going to be able to take a hit, then it's going to be quite a catastrophic. I'm not gonna lie, we do have to see how these players are gonna try to play this. We do get the pallet out of the way. Seems that the next chaser, the next contender here is gonna be Ja here. Ja seems to be doing pretty well at the moment. He does have a couple of pellets to work with, and we do try to go for the chicken game. We ain't gonna be able to get it since that Ja seems to be in a pretty tight position. But what do you think, my friend?
You know, we're seeing something already that we didn't see in the first game.
Ooh.
Oh, beautiful. And just to capitalize on my point, long M1 chases, and Ja has been the main architect of this so far. And now we're really starting to see some of the weaknesses of this killer. Momo in the last game making it look very easy, but now kind of a snapback to reality here. There's a lot of difficult tiles for this killer to play as an M1 with no chase perks here. Um, and at this point, for 2 generators, we're really and 3 generators. Oh, this situation gets worse by the minute. Although we do have a nice kind of a 4 gen over here. Maybe Fasty can capitalize in the same way that Momo capitalized on his 3 gen in the last game. We will pop power here against the one and only Momo seventh, and
Ooh.
this chase will not last very long. We will get the quick down. Instead of continuing on the power, we are just going to go for the quick pick. Probably no, we're not going to cash in on Pain Residence. We're going to put Momo in the basement. I really like this play because he has this 4 generator. He has this 4 gen right here, and with Momo in the basement, he's going to apply a lot of pressure to this whole area and just make it that much harder for the survivors. He's going to be able to do 2 things at once.
I want to ask you, what was the last result in case people don't have
The
that
last result was a
information?
4K1. Uh,
Oh, that's actually
Momo had a
good.
pretty nasty 3 gen, and one of those gens included the gallows generator. So at that point, the survivors knew that they really couldn't make any forward progress after giving him that 3 gen.
So this means that you're telling me that this is potentially a 2-0 for... Oh, very
Could
unlucky
be,
though.
but this gen setup is ideal if you want to hold them here. And again, this is a very similar 3 gen to what we saw in the last game. And at that point, Momo just kind of snowballed out of control and had them all on the ground here. So
Yeah,
we're
but
not seeing exactly the same pressure that we saw in the first game, but we do get the pain res stack out of Ja there. Unfortunately, the basement hook not doing us as much favors maybe as we previously thought.
what I'm trying to ask you here is, for example, if the survivors would decide to go maybe for a cheeky triple on a generator, it would be a GG, it would be a 2-0 here, you know?
Yeah,
So do you think that
absolutely.
maybe that's a good decision? Here, we do take it down. Very lucky moment. Seems that the chase is going to be extended here with the Nia. No, it's not going to be the case. Ooh, that was a bit unlucky though. I think that this might be a mistake that may cost fast here because we do have to keep in mind the fact that it ain't as easy as it
Yes,
seems.
okay. I wanted to say that I wasn't sure if that was a mistake, but it ended up being a mistake. That hook stage onto that wasn't going to give you any pressure. He wasn't a pain res stack. You don't have pop. So all that time you're spending just to get that rebound after the hook, that's time that the other 2 survivors have to double that generator. Just playing it a little too greedy, and by the time we hook that survivor and go back, we realize it's too late. We weren't able to hold that generator. They had gotten too much progress on it.
It does seem to be pretty hard though, because as you can see, it's a 2-0. Do you think that maybe Rapture is going to be able to make a comeback out of this situation? To maybe make a 2-3, to take 3 rounds in a row? Do you think that that's possible?
I think anything is possible, and of course, statistically, it's
Ooh.
unlikely, but it might be that. Oh, we do see the 4 of the people coming in, and we're gonna live forever, giving the endurance status effect, so we will not be able to down him. Uh,
Oh,
the
that was
survivor
unlucky.
able to flare wide and avoid uh, the smash. We do down Kenji.
It does
Um,
seem to be pretty hard though. I
We will
mean,
force acid out of the exit gate here.
it does seem to be pretty hard, you know. Like, to be honest with you, like, I don't want to be rude or
Maybe.
anything,
Oh,
but
okay. That was a nice little fake. Ja coming in with the flashlight to try and get the save, but I think Ja should be able to crawl out here. I don't think Leone has enough time to go back and pick him too.
Maybe he wants to stay in here just to bait the killer to go to the pickup there. Seems that is gonna be the case. Interesting decision. Seems that right now Kenshi's gonna try
We
to
need
go
the
for the
body
gate.
block.
Wait, do you see some beautiful
Oh,
body block? Maybe it's gonna be
8,
able to work?
9, 10. Oh, just counting a little bit too fast, maybe. And hitting into the borrowed time. That will be all 4 of our survivors out the exit gate.
Getting a 2-0 here, it's really problematic, not gonna lie. I mean,
2-0 is
Petroleum is
wild.
really leading the way, you know?
They have an uphill battle to fight, but all is not lost. And these are 2 teams that they're 2 teams that made it into the finals. They've shown us what they can do. They've shown us they can come back from some pretty tough win conditions. So the towel has not been thrown at yet, and I'm sure one way or another we're in for some very exciting matches.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, it was pretty hard. It was pretty hard. The WinCon was, I don't know, not impossible. I wouldn't say impossible, but for sure it was something troublesome, you know? I don't know, man. I don't know. It was really tricky. Not gonna lie. I mean, I didn't expect for Rapture to not be able to take one even, not even a round until now, but maybe they're gonna be able to make a comeback right now. By the way, if you'd like to tell me what killer is next, I would like to know.
Yes, of course, the next killer will be the Hillbilly, played on
Ooh.
Suffo 1.
Here, gonna be Ryun on the Hillbilly here. This is a very interesting map. I think it's Suffo 1 if I'm not mistaken. I'm joined here by the
You are
lovely
correct.
Cruz, who can correct me if I'm mistaken. Cruz, what do you think our killer's got to do here? He's got some interesting perks. He's gonna have a tight win con he's gonna have to make if he wants to win this.
Hey, Puppy, thanks for that wonderful introduction. Yes, we are on Suffer 1. Usually we see Billy on Blood Lodge, but not today. This is the 3rd match in our best of 5 between Petroleum and Rapture here. Ryun, killing for Team Rapture, needs to defend his team right now. If they lose this set, they will be out of the tournament and a chance to win the whopping $150 prize, unseen before in esports of its caliber. But we do have 2 M1s onto. No, excuse me. We have just the one M1. Our survivor
Playing the No
Momo7
Mither.
using No Mither survivor, very common pick against Hillbilly. The build here we have, once again, we're restricting everyone, killers and survivors alike, to 3 perks. We've opted to go with Hex Ruin, Hex Crowd Control, the very popular pick on Hillbilly, and then Eruption, of course, our staple. Uh, we will exchange 1 down for 1 generator. Not a great start, not a horrible start. But I'm interested to see what Rio will do with this. Well,
2 gens.
suddenly not a great start at all. Two generators going away for that 1 down.
I feel like it's really tricky because I kind of feel like the win con is. I feel like it should have to be like a 4K3 if Rapture want to win here. And looking at it now with 2 gens done, it's really tricky,
Well,
Cruz.
you know, again, Petroleum still has to prove their worth on the Hillbilly set, so so long as Ryun puts up a better fight than they do, Rapture still has a chance of.
This is very
staying in
true,
the
of
tournament.
course. I've unfortunately seen Momo play Hillbilly, and yeah, he is quite competent on this killer to say the least.
Yes, he is. Very. I have casted for a few of Momo's Hillbilly games
Yes,
before.
it's scary.
I can also attest to that.
It's very scary.
Yes, that is one way of describing it. But looks like we do have acid kind of zoned here, edge map, so we will just get the back rev onto him and put him on a hook there. The rotate coming through to unhook Kenshi there. We now have 2 different hooks onto 2
There goes his crowd
fresh
control.
survivors. We do see the crowd control going away. We do not have pain res, so the fresh hook's not as impactful. Pain res, obviously, if perk that is banned on the S tier killers in this league and most all leagues.
Wrong survivor,
We'll
unfortunately.
chainsaw right into the endurance stack here, but we're going to continue chase onto acid. See what we can do here.
Gonna try and get Acid down and commit to the tunnel out here. We are going to be going for that swing.
Anymore, and there's no pallet around this 4 lane. Actually, no, there is one over here. No, there isn't.
Leaving the
but
chase.
Regardless, we are going to leave.
Another gen popping.
And we will sacrifice another gen for it. But it looks like Momo's going to be staying topside for the rest of the game. We do have a 4 gen here at topside. We will not... the survivors are obviously going to try to lead him into the bottom side, away from progress generators. And... excuse me, not Momo, Ryun.
Firecracker.
So, nice down there onto Momo, our no-mither survivor. This will be the 3rd fresh hook, so 3 different hooks onto 3 different survivors. This is,
He's really playing for the fresh hooks here. It's very interesting rather than the camp.
You want those fresh hooks to be concentrated on one survivor to get them out of the game as fast as possible. But regardless, we're going to start chase on the Jaw here, the Atom. Around this filler pallet, baits the pallet drop. We are just going to break it. But he should have time to get around this rock, but with a nice curve, we will be able to stop him from going anywhere.
Gonna go for the slug now.
Hit the down on the Jaw. We're going to leave him on the ground. Go apply some pressure to Momo and his rescuer.
Dead hard.
We do have the dead hard. It is something that we expected to see on the no-mither survivor.
Gonna go back to that slug.
Looks like we will. We see some scratch marks here. That is Kenshi. Ooh, perhaps caught a little bit. Caught with her pants around her ankles. Maybe going in for...
Beautiful. Our killer playing a lot more aggressively now, Cruz.
Yes. Going for the rotate, but kind of getting caught off guard here, and just a quick 5-second chase. And a nice chainsaw curve, and that's the second hook onto Kenshi, our Nia. So, you know, I'm not hating this position, mostly, you know, not because of the state of hook stages, but mostly because of the state of these generators. If the survivors were still splitting this map and we still had to worry about Shack generator, but we still had 2 generators left, I'd be a lot more concerned. But just kind of being able to cut this map in half and say, with a killer that already prides itself in its map mobility, just having a smaller, effective map to work with is just going to be more pressure in our killer's pockets.
Yeah, I agree. I think Ryun's doing quite well considering the circumstances, but he's really got to keep an eye on these gens now. He's going to have to get some kicks with Eruption. And just kind of, I think, force the survivors out of position, in my opinion. Now, Cruz, what do you think?
We don't really care about resetting, but this is going to cost us the down here on the Jaw. He doesn't have anywhere to go. Obviously, resetting not as impactful against a killer whose power allows him to insta-down. But the aura from Eruption, we do see 2 survivors. They are going to lead us away in a wild goose chase to the other side of the map. Or no, we're just going to loop around this window here. Acid, our only healthy survivor.
Oh, good crouch tech there.
Crouch is
going to try and make the window. No, he doesn't. He goes for the pallet. Going to get mind games.
Comes up onto Jaw.
Going to get that window. It's already on, Jaw. I think that's how the name is.
Yes. Now we will drop the pallet eventually, but just played this tile about as well as you could be expected to play it. And oh, that did a beautiful flaring wide there to compensate for the overdrive, and with a beautiful curve, we do get Acid on the floor. We'll go back. We will not pick him up right now. Going to check up on our generators, but someone did come in to rotate for the pick. We do see Acid popping the sprint burst, but he's not making a whole lot of distance. He doesn't really have anything to run to. He is this is a nice window to play around. This will buy him a little bit of time. Nice little fake vault there, but he does see that he has access to the other window. Oh my good, beautiful fake. He fakes like he's going back with the chainsaw. Acid gets caught just a little bit out of position on that loop.
Gonna get Momo.
Going right back and landing. Beautiful.
Our killer really applying a lot of pressure right now, Cruz. Really dominating right now. Yes, really picking up his game.
They need to respect this killer. They need to respect this killer. And if they don't, things can turn from bad to worse very quickly.
as we are seeing right in front of our eyes. Killer's going to get the kick with Eruption. Wait, yeah, beautiful. Time that just perfectly there, Cruz.
Yes, excellent. We do have Momo on second stage with 2 injured survivors. And again, just this gen spread very much in our favor, making it so we can both protect our hooked survivor with our oppressive chase power, but also make sure that we're not sacrificing any real gen pressure for it. So I think looks like Momo is going to be able to, or Ryun is going to be able to secure. We do see that generator popping. It wasn't. It was the furthest from our 4-gen, so we're content to let it pop. But we do now have this tighter 3-gen that we can hold. Oh, but getting around him just in time. We do see the jaw. Excuse me. We see the down onto jaw, and 2 auras from the survivors doubling that generator. This is a nasty loop to have to chase around.
Difficult situation with Jar already being slugged. Momo going to be not going down. Killer let go of the chainsaw. Going to be seeing a down going comp corner here. Momo got no options. We're going to go down. Do not forget he's the no middle player as well.
I don't. Yes, so we will leave him on the ground. That's not ideal because he's the no middle player, but we don't have much of a choice here. The other survivors are going to be pounding away on those generators. We see now that if we had picked, we would have lost that generator and probably the match. So a smart choice to just keep Momo on the ground here and go back and harass these other survivors. But yes, of course, Momo will pick himself up off the ground. Kenshi, our only remaining healthy survivor, we will have Acid take the M1. And since he's so close to this hook, it doesn't matter. We'll just flop him up on there. This is a very delicate position. It could fall apart any second. You have a lot of progress on all these generators. You got a bunch of survivors. We're running around like chickens with their heads cut off, and just complete pandemonium. And I'm excited to see how this is going to pan out. Another eruption kick onto there. We do see the little spikes from our indicator. Oh, beautiful hit onto Jaw. Looking like he was going to hit Acid, but then just coasting right past him. We're going to leave him on the ground.
Very good flick with the chainsaw.
We have the positions of all the survivors. Again, this is just a very delicate position. Oh, not quite getting the M1, and just you can't afford to invest much time at all. You're just bouncing from survivor to survivor. Like it's like trying to daycare a bunch of toddlers, right? You spend too much time with one, you know.
The other one hurts themselves.
The other 2 are gonna stick a fork in the wall socket, right? So you need to kind of juggle all 4 people at the same time, make sure that those generators aren't going anywhere. And,
I do agree.
But I don't think it looks like eventually this is going to break. Eventually we will see a pop, and Ryun, kind of accepting this, decides, yeah, I'm just going to pick up Acid and let the last generator pop. I just need to get a death right now. That's important. I know I can't hold these gens for much longer, so let's just get the death out of the way. I can get one more survivor. Hopefully they have at least 2 hook stages left in them.
Momo coming in to take the hit.
Honestly, Momo only has 1 stage left in him, so he's going to stand in front of the exit gate. Stand in front of the door. He doesn't want to give Ryun that more favorable jaw with more hook stages. But Kenshi, our healthy survivor, we are going to have to force him out the exit gate.
You could have picked Kenshi.
I believe
maybe not.
The other exit gate was fairly progress.
Oh no, they've opened it.
They're going to be able to escape here.
I think they've opened the other one. They're not at main.
Yeah,
the
there's
gate.
nothing. They played this so well. Unfortunately.
Oh, almost getting Momo. Jar's at the other gate.
Like we will be rewarded with Momo here, but we will not be able to get the more valuable jaw.
Yeah.
So
Smart play. Very well played. He's gonna more.
We'll just have to make do with the one stage left in
I thought he
Momo.
was gonna Mori him. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, he could. Maybe he's gonna set her down. I guess not.
I think we're going with 8 stages here. It's looking like. That's gonna be 8.
I think Ryun did an excellent job.
He did. It's going to be really tricky. Can
so did the
Momo
survivors.
do better? Is the question.
They gave themselves that 4-gen, that 3-gen top, but then they played it really well. They stretched the Hillbilly thin, and just at the end, he couldn't hold it all together. Unfortunately, just getting a little bit unlucky with the distribution of hook stages at the end game. If he were a little bit more lucky or played that a little bit differently, he maybe could have picked up an extra 2 or 3 hook stages. But we have to play with the cards we're dealt. So we will be going into the petroleum killing half of this Hillbilly set and see what Momo 7th can do on the Hillbilly.
It's going to be very exciting, and we've both seen him play before. Is he going to be having a good day or a bad day is the question.
We will see.
Last match of the finals. It's the best of 3. This is the 3rd match. It's going to be Momo on the Hillbilly here. Very aggressive killer player. We all know this very well. Cruz, welcome back to this amazing contest, what we've seen so far. The last match was 8 stages. What do you think Momo's got to do here?
Well, hello, Puppy. Thank you for that introduction. And yes, we do see Momo 7th on the Hillbilly here back on the Supper 1. I think he's just got to play his game. He knows his win con. It's not anything too insane. He's beaten tougher win cons in the past. And he has plenty of experience with this killer, and he's got the chops to back it up with this nice early down onto Nazon.
Going to see the fast hook coming in here, as you just quite rightly said. We're going to be hooking on the hill, actually. It's an interesting play. It'll allow him a lot of line of sight here, so he can maybe snipe from here.
Yes, that is interesting. We do see a slight switch up of perks from the previous match. The same build, except instead of crowd control, we are opting for bamboozle. I guess Momo valuing the stability of just having the perk guaranteed for the entire game and not able to cleanse it over perhaps the slightly stronger effect of running crowd control over bamboozle.
I could not agree more. No, Momo knows that he's very strong in chase, but he also knows some of these survivors, and he wants to cut down chase time, allowing him to end chases quicker and allowing him to get the extra downs. And we're going to see right now, he's going to do the really smart play. He's going to camp this right now into second, which we've seen very often from him. And then he will rev to the generator where he thinks they're working on it. Probably going to lose 1 gen here, Cruz, but it's a very good thing for him because he is able to basically tunnel out at will after this. This is why he plays like this. It's a very good strategy, and it's worked.
There is no point in leaving the survivor. We know our win con. It's not anything too crazy, and the best way to get there is to start with an early death onto Nazon, and that's probably what we're going to see.
And here we go, as said. We do see the 2 gens popping. We do see Momo revving away with the chainsaw as soon as second stage is confirmed here on Nazan. And this is the playstyle. We're going to go back. We're going to check on that unhook. Nobody there. Leaving Nazan to it.
They might let him die.
Momo now, I think, looking at controlling maybe bottom side of this map here. Working on this 3 gen. If you look, actually, it's a very good 3 gen. Look at this. They're going to have to come down eventually. They can't chill up there all day, Cruz. And Momo's very, very much aware of this.
Well, I think he might force them to just let him take his kill, but I don't think it'd be the worst thing in the world for the survivors, especially if they can get another 2 generators.
But the issue is, like I said, they will have to come down the map. They will then face this 3 gen, and I'm sorry, but I don't think against Momo they're going to be able to deal with this. They have to get a gen done on this side.
Yes, that's something I wasn't, I guess, fully considering when I said that. Yes, so obviously no real impetus to leave right now. We have our death comfortably in our 3 gen, and
they are trying to work on this bottom side.
We did see a 3 gen in the last match kind of transpire on the top side of the map, but at the end the survivors were able to break it. after a long and grueling match. So I'd be interested to see what the survivors have up their sleeves and how they're going to play this. But
Oh,
regardless,
most definitely.
yes, we do have the 3v1 here now with 2 generators remaining. Survivors do not want to be caught out too easily. This RNG is not fantastic. They don't have a whole lot of resources to use. So getting caught out of position very well could be a death sentence.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be really, really difficult here for our survivors. They're going to have to play things ever so carefully here to not give away a free down.
At the same time, Momo has to be careful to not get bogged down too much in these chases, because just one bad chase could cost him the game. But if he plays smart, oh, nice flare there with Flicks. We're gonna make it through the pallet. Momo's gonna greet it, but take the stun for it. Just gonna break there. And we are continuing. No, I think that's the smart play is to leave. We can't allow these generators to be progressed. Yeah, and this generator almost at 80-90% there. So a smart play to leave. We do have Yui, the Claudette does not have time to make it to this pallet. We'll try with the crouch tech, is not successful.
They now potentially have to get 2 gens done while losing the Claudette. Are they going to be able to do that?
Yes.
Momo has basically swapped sides of the map now.
Checking around these boxes, see if anyone's lurking.
So we do know they're trying to work on this 3-gen cruise. We see them trying to cross to this bottom side of the map, but Momo being very clever and keeping all the hooks down here.
I think the difference between the last match is you had your 3-gen position around that main building. And that main building is just much easier for the survivors to prolong chase. But when you kind of have the 3-gen, or the 4-gen now, but soon to be a 3-gen, spread out on bot side, and a lot of these pallets have already been used. So I think it's a much more precarious situation than the last match that these survivors find themselves in. But regardless, we do see the save coming on a Claudette here. You're going to go back and put eruption on this generator before entering into chase with Fasty, or on this filler pallet here. Do we have enough angle for the curve here? No, not quite.
We do.
We will greed the pallet and we will pay the price for it. Momo predicting the 50-50 and just walking through it with the chainsaw rev. That will be Fasty hooked right next to this.
We're almost at our tie condition. We're almost at 8 stages and still 2 gens left to go.
Yes, we are. This is not a fantastic place. We will just be comfortable with the M1 there. No reason to invest any more time in that chase than we need to, because we already have a good bit of progress both on this generator and on the generator that Fasty was put next to. So not an unwinnable position for our survivors, but certainly not an enviable one, especially with Flicks. No, but nice prediction there with the stun. That's going to buy him a little bit more time, allow him to make some distance from the Hillbilly. But yeah, he has to be careful there. Both these gens have a good bit of progress on them, and just a little bit too long, just a little bit too greedy, and we could lose them. However, losing them wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because we just have to beat 8 stages. So if we get a fresh survivor and put them up after we've already had 6 stages, then that instantly allows us to get to 9, and that would clinch the win con.
We're at 6 right now. It's very dangerous.
So not super concerned. We'll probably see at least one generator popping in the next couple of seconds. Actually, no, we won't. One generator.
Balance landing.
Here, and we have 2 next to the reset.
That pallet is really what messed up Momo there, that pallet being down. If not for that, he could have got the down there.
He is going to drop and just reapply eruption here to Shack generator. But he may have been away from that generator for too long. I imagine it might pop. Wait, no. Excuse me. That doesn't have as much progress as I thought it had on it. It's still a relatively comfortable position for Momo to be in with the win con, especially if we can just get is down very quickly, which we can, and the double eruption proc on both those progress generators just going to give us a little bit more leeway to put Flix on the hook. And Flix is our fresh survivor, so if Flix dies, Momo actually wins the game. So he's probably just going to let that other generator go. Oh, they do get the save under his nose. But while they are
Zoned him.
saving, that is time they aren't working on that generator. All 3 survivors injured, and all 3 of those generators with a lot of progress on them.
Do you see Momo going back to that gen there?
Do is just get 2 more hook stages, and
they've got nothing here. He goes down.
He doesn't have anything he can make it to. So
I think it's looking like a GG's.
Throw him on the hook. Throw him on the hook. You just need one. You just need one more, right? Or
yeah, we'll be at 7 with this.
Hooks, but he'll just need one more, and he'll do it. So even if those 2 gens pop, which I suspect they will, shortly, he's not too concerned about that.
We're looking at 7, right? No, we've got 8.
2 hook stages right here with Flix.
Petroleum's 1. Petroleum's 1.
Just keeps him here. Yes. That is the victory. That is 3-0. Petroleum has beaten Rapture in this best of 5.
Oh, wow. Party at Momo's house tonight. Bring the snacks.
Oh, yes, I'm sure. Very strong showing from both teams. But Petroleum, you know, just a team we followed for a long time, well-known team, Momo 7th, well-known player, just really a powerhouse in this game, and showing us all what he and his team are capable of. So my hat is off to them.
Absolutely incredible.
Great showing. Little victory lap for our killer.
Wild. Absolutely wild.